Hi everyone, welcome to the Hall Wines Happy Hour. My name is Kathryn Hall. My guest today is actress, author, mom, podcast host, Busy Phillips, and I am just so excited to bring her on, so let's just do that. Busy, are you out there somewhere, I think? And I'm going to find you while I'm looking for here in this list. You've already got a lot of people on here while I'm looking here. So that you all know, we are open here at the tasting rooms here. As you can see, I'm here in Rutherford, California, and the weather is fabulous. And our tasting rooms are open, and it's just wonderful. And there she is.
Hi.
Hey, welcome, Busy.
Thanks, Kathryn.
Oh,
It's
I'm
nice
just
to see you.
so glad to see you. So I'm talking about this beautiful weather here in California, and you just left us not too long ago. You're
I
back.
did.
Yeah.
I left, and I was there. I was there last week doing a little something, and the weather was beautiful. But the weather is beautiful here in New York now, thankfully. So
Yeah.
I'm
So
getting
you
used
are.
to seasons.
So you're out in Hudson Valley, is that?
No, I'm not. No, I'm in the city actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's really different because I lived in Los Angeles for 23 years.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, so after all, this is a happy hour, so we
Great.
need some wine to celebrate. So I'm going to pass you a bottle and then maybe pour yourself a glass. Here it comes.
Oh my God.
Oh, you got it. You got it. So, all righty.
Ooh, I'm gonna wait. I need to. Ooh,
Oh,
there.
okay.
You had the cork in tight there, you know.
Yeah, I am so sorry. Yes. So I'm totally ready on mine.
I don't have like all my wine glasses here in New York. Like a lot of my stuff is in storage. So,
Well, that looks like a really good glass.
okay. I don't know. I get nervous, Kathryn, that I'm not using the right glasses. Like I just put rosé in the same as red. I don't know.
Well, actually, I think it's better to put your wine in too large a glass than in too small a glass because partly what a big glass does is it allows you to get more of the aromas on a wine, and so it's not going to hurt the rosé to be in a bigger glass, but in a red, you don't want to serve it in a little glass because you'll miss part of the joy.
I feel like I've never been good at smelling the wine and knowing what the flavors are that you're supposed to say you smell.
Oh, we are so going to talk about this. So we'll cheers first.
Okay, cheers.
Yeah. So, so it's nice. The main thing is you just have to enjoy it.
Okay, I can do that.
So we'll talk about the wine a little bit later. First, I want everybody to know that Busy said that she's going to answer some questions, and so thank you so much for doing that. And so get them out there, and we'll kind of keep watching as we go through. And I'll start out with some of mine. So I want to know about your new series that's about to start. Tell us about it.
I'm so excited. Well, my friend and your friend, Tina Fey, reached out to me and said, we're doing a series about a 90s girl group that decides to try to stage a comeback in their 40s. And Sarah Bareilles and Renee Elise Goldsberry are already on board for it. And Meredith Scardino is writing the script. And do you want to do it? And I said, oh my gosh.
Hey, it's just so good.
It's so good. So we did the first season and it comes out on May 6th. And I really love it because it's 4 really strong women. Paula Pell is also on the show, and Ashley Park is one of the original girl group members. And Erica Henningsen from Broadway is also one of the girl group members. And, so it's like very female forward, and it's really about like reclaiming your own story. Well, it's never too late, to decide what is for you and to be able to tell the story you want to tell in the way that you want to tell it. So I love it.
What a joy. And it is really never too late. I mean, you've got to keep, I think, sort of re-examining yourself, reinvesting yourself, reinventing yourself really all your life at every stage.
For sure.
So what, and so the, your character in particular, what is she going to be like?
I play Summer, and Summer, what really bought into the whole girl group thing and had a boyfriend who was in a boy band, and they got married, and her daughter is an influencer now, a minfluencer. She's a child influencer. And she's
I don't know that term. Is that a real word?
A minfluencer, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I think it is. I think it is actually a real term. And she, you know, has wanted to stay in the limelight. She keeps auditioning for The Real Housewives, and but there is a part of her life that's just very unsatisfied because she's been living a life for other people that she thought other people wanted her to be living. So I really loved the journey through the season because it's a huge comedy, but it does have like a lot of very real and relatable heart for anyone. So it's going to be on Peacock streaming, by the way.
Yeah,
which
someone
is
just asked that. So I'm glad you saw that.
Yeah, NBC's streaming site.
And really, who among us hasn't spent part of their life sort of doing what other people expected them to do? So
exactly.
So good.
And for me, because I started in the entertainment industry as a teenager, and have really gone through so many different phases myself, I really related to the idea that when you start out in your career in entertainment, you really are sort of at the mercy of what other people want you to be. And sometimes some people don't ever find themselves, you know, and so, you know, I loved being able to do this show and also sing with Sarah Bareilles. I mean, can you believe it?
Really? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. It was really exciting. If people are fans of Dawson's Creek, you know that I sang at the end of season 6, I think it was, or maybe it was season, I don't know. I can't remember at this point.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but it's streaming. So people keep DMing me about Dawson's Creek. But so I always have loved singing, and I thought at one point maybe I would do Broadway. But this was just the perfect opportunity to combine my loves.
Yeah. So we just here's a question that it just sort of ties into something I was going to ask you to expand a bit on, and that is Ingrid Mater is asking why the love for NYC. And I'm thinking that you moved to New York really because of the show. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, I think this past, 2020 and the past over a year now has been really tricky and difficult for all of us, and I think we've all been asked to make pivots and change the way that we have been living and the things that we thought were important and the places we felt like we had to be all the time. And so really we came to New York in early September, and kind of thought we were just going to stay here for a short period of time. But then our kids got into school. I was working on the show, obviously, and then someone offered to buy our house in LA. And it just all felt like, well, I guess we're just here for a minute. And our kids, but most importantly, my kids were really having a great experience going to school here. And I just, sorry, I get distracted when I read the comments.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to talk.
Well, I think
how do you do this, Kathryn? You're so good.
So it is, but it's true. And when your kids are happy, I mean, I'm not sure if your kids are happy, you're happy, but if your kids are not happy, you are definitely not happy.
What is the saying? It's the saying is you're only as happy as your most miserable child.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. You talk so much about, in your podcast, I hear you reference in your book, you talked about, you're a very devoted mother, and I like, and me too. I mean,
You are
being
too.
a mother, I love being a mother. I've always loved being a mother, and now I've got grandkids, which is fabulous. But anyway, I think a woman, not fair, but the way the world is, women always have to think about balance. You know, it's that
Right.
old question that keeps coming up.
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear your thoughts about that because, well,
I'm trying to smell what I
relevant.
have. I don't know. I don't know if there is such a thing, Kathryn. Do you? I don't think there is.
No.
I think that I'm really hard on myself a lot, and I think that I push myself really hard. But I do think that whether or not they know it or think it, my children have always been my priority. And so, it's so funny, Birdie, my older one, says sometimes like, "Oh, you work all the time, you work so much." And what Birdie doesn't know are the jobs that I've turned down over the years because they were in Canada or Atlanta, or I would have to miss a birthday, or and that's real. Like, I just always was like, and by the way, lucky enough to be in that position where I could say, well, I just can't do that because I can't leave these little people. I have to be with them. So the balance part is hard. I've been thinking though recently that, like, I think the biggest trick is trying to be easier on yourself as a parent.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. And I think it's like recognizing that you can't be 100% everywhere all the time.
Right.
I mean, there are times when you can be a better mother. There are times when, in my case, I can be a better vintner. I mean, you just have to sort of get used to this sort of equilibrium that keeps adjusting.
Yeah, and I think being able to not use it as an excuse, like to let yourself off the hook, like, ugh, can't do everything. Well, it's like, well, of course you can't, but you do have to try, especially with your children, to be able to show up and support them in the ways that they need you to be. And sometimes that means, like, you don't get to go out to dinner with your friends,
Yeah.
You have to stay home.
It's true. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. We keep getting, I love this. I don't think it's a question, but Skylar Thomas says, let's be real. Our mouths are the only wine glass we need. Okay, well, that was back on the wine glass thing. Somebody we just came up they say they're currently watching Cougar Town.
Oh,
Isn't it wonderful to have something that just keeps on living?
Yeah.
Feel.
Well, that's what's so fun. I mean, for me, having been in this industry for over 20 years, and with the streaming services, everything from Freaks and Geeks, which I did when I was 19 years old, Dawson's Creek, Cougar Town, and people find them at different points. And now Girls by Beva will be on. It's pretty awesome that, I can watch myself as a kid and then grow up on TV. Yeah, it's wild.
And it must be really exciting too to sort of look at these women that you're going to be, oh, by the way, are you already done? You're already done filming? Is it like over for the season?
We're finished filming the first season. We did it in the midst of COVID protocols, which was really difficult, but also I was impressed with the way that everyone handled it on set. So, and we didn't ever have to be shut down. So that was great. But yeah, so we're finished. Awesome. And it comes out I think all of the episodes come out May 6th on Peacock. And there is amazing. I saw somebody asked about the music. If we're going to, there may be some music that's going to be released.
Woo!
I know.
How fun is that?
It's really fun. I'm the recording artist now, Kathryn, so just so you know.
Yeah. Well, you are a adore your podcast. And if anybody is watching out here who isn't following, not watching, but listening to Busy's podcast, if you're watching, I don't know how you would be, but I mean, it's so, well, it's like you. It is so real. It is so candid. And it's like, I feel like I'm just listening to friends talking, you know?
That's so nice. Yeah. I mean, sort of what I've wanted to do in this later part of my career is just be involved in projects and make things myself, basically for myself and for my friends and with my friends. And so that's kind of the motivating factor behind the podcast, doing my best. And we've had really great conversations with really incredible people. And Casey St. Ange, who was my showrunner on Busy Tonight, is my co-host. And
so good. The two of you just clearly love each other.
We really do. We're good friends. Yeah.
So nice, isn't it? Okay. Let's see. Well, something is going to jump up. Are you staying in cricket fan? LOL.
A cricket fan?
Okay.
Okay. Is it my daughter?
That's your daughter. I'm taking it. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody asked if the mouse is alive. There was a mouse in my house here in New York, and it didn't make it, guys. I was trying to get it out of the house alive, and it didn't make it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, how about let's talk a little bit about this wine.
Okay, great.
Now, so we have it in our glass. I'm going to pour myself a little more because I've been enjoying it as we've been talking. But
Really nice.
So this is a Cabernet. We make a lot of different Cabernets, but this one is unique and it's called Craig's. By the way, I named that after my husband. His name is Craig. So, and it's got a lot of Merlot in it, which I think really makes it very approachable, really soft. Merlot is a wonderful wine to blend in with the Cabernet because it just sort of softens it up, makes it more appealing. And so I propose we sort of smell it a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, you were talking about smelling. Let me say, the thing about smelling that's, you just have to get your nose in there and go, I mean, it's not delicate, you know, because in order to really get the benefit, you really want to get all the aromas. And see, like what I'm getting is just a lot of sort of dark berries in here, sort of maybe blackberry, a little bit of plum even maybe.
I mean, it smells like wine to me. I don't know.
Okay, well, it's good, and it is, and that's true. Okay, let's try the tastes here, because So this wine tends to be this. Can you see it's sort of there's sort of a little velvety quality in the mouth for me on this wine. It's a little bit softer than a lot of Cabernets. Okay,
I was trying to do that thing where you let it sit in your mouth and then I started to choke on it.
Oh, sorry. Okay, well, anyway. So, you know, there's all these rituals that we go through when we taste a wine, but at the end of the day, I just think you want to really enjoy it. And I think a lot of folks take themselves far too seriously when they're talking about wine. You know, it's just, you know, it's really just about enjoying yourself. So,
right. And, you know, if you like it, it doesn't matter if it's, you know, how expensive the wine is, right?
Totally. But here's the rub. The more you drink wine, the more good wine that you drink, you tend to like more and more expensive wine. I mean, I hate to say it, but it just happens because you start looking for other things. So this wine, this is one of our less expensive Cabernets in the portfolio. And I think we make something around 15 Cabernets altogether under the Hall label. And so this one, because we blend it with Merlot, it's a little less expensive, but I also think it makes it much more approachable, much more fun. And so I'm thinking it's not a real complicated wine. I don't know, do you cook? Because I'm thinking of what I would pair this with.
I don't cook. No.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I understand. So, but I'm not a great cook, but I sort of enjoy it, you know. And so, but anyway, I'm thinking that this would be really good with a pizza. So you don't have to cook, by the way. You know, you can just buy it.
I
So,
want pizza. I had pizza last night. I wish I had had this wine last night. Oh, and there's
oh,
Walt.
good.
Yeah, you make Walt wine too,
We
right?
do.
I
We
love
make
Walt.
Walt. Thank you. So Walt is my middle name, and the and then we make another wine called Baca, which is our Zinfandel brand. So we have 3 different brands, and it really is very, very fun.
And Baca's
Okay.
your daughter, right? Your
It
daughter
is.
does Baca, which,
She
by the
does.
way, guys, that is what I am drinking over here. Is the Baca.
I got to tell you,
love
my
it.
daughter is going to be so thrilled to see that. You
I
said
also
that.
do
So
love
cool.
though. I love that you're, you know, a female brand, and that in a very male dominated world, I love wine, and I have, like you obviously just saw, I don't know the language for it. I feel like I've been intimidated out of getting into wine, you know, in parts. And I love that your daughter is now a part of the business, that you know, took over the business in your family. It's really cool.
It really is. Thank you for saying that. I'm really proud. And it wasn't our industry, like yours, I think, is just, it's really is very male dominated. Less so now, but now there's sort of the industry is opening up. When I was a kid, it's like my dad would take me to this thing called the Grange, which is where all the farmers would go. And to begin with, they're all white men, old white men. And some of them once in a while would take their sons, but nobody would ever bring a daughter. I mean, it was just like not ever thought of. And now I look around, I have a lot of women friends who own wineries, who make wine for wineries. Our 2 winemakers are both women. It's really pretty great.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Does Hall do like a skin contact or an orange wine? Because I
We
feel like
don't.
that's very hot.
It is very hot. We don't. We actually looked at it, but it's sort of like a bandwidth issue. We just don't have the bandwidth to handle it. But I think that there are some really interesting orange, or well, I think of them as orange wines, but you know, those wines I think are really, they're fun.
Yeah, I don't love them. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I much prefer like this with a cheeseburger, you know, or steak or pizza, and then this just like a nice afternoon. Orange wine is a little too funky for me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. I sort of just enjoy seeing what people are experimenting with, you know, so it's more like, it's not that I would sit down and have an orange wine just for the pleasure of it, but it's interesting, you know. It's sort
It
of
is
like,
interesting. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you probably, you don't love every movie or every TV show that you watch, you know? Right. So you talk a bit about sort of role models in your industry, because I know you've had them, but you also are a role model for others yourself, and they're such an important part of our professional lives.
Thank you. That's so sweet. I you know, it's interesting because, like I said, I've been doing this since I was a teenager. I was 19 when I got my first TV show, and it was really hard. I didn't have a ton of women that I felt like were my role models, really. And then I met my agent, Lori Bartlett, who has been my agent since I was 21 years old, I think. And
Wow.
she's just an incredibly, very powerful, you know, an incredible, powerful woman in entertainment. The first Black woman to be on the board of an agency, which is amazing. She's just incredible. And so Lori really helped me. Linda Cardellini actually was always, you know, somewhat of a big sister figure to me. She was on Freaks and Geeks with me, but we actually went to college together. Oh. And then in the last several years, like 5 years, Tina Fey has really been kind of my fairy godmother in this world, because I had never worked with her before. I had never met her. I was just a huge fan, and then got cast in a pilot she was producing several years ago. And when that didn't go, she just kept reaching out like, well, what are you doing now? Well, what are you doing now? Well, what can I help you with? Can I do your book? Can I do a book talk for you? Will you do this thing for me? Will you come? And so honestly, I feel like my entire career, I watched men help each other and continue to give each other jobs again and again and again.
Right.
And I always was like salty about that. Like, where is that? Why won't those guys give me jobs again and again and again? And then I realized it's because I needed a woman to do it.
Yeah.
So,
but not all women. I mean, I think it's changing now. I think, we really have a responsibility, we women who are having some degree of success in our industries.
For sure.
But it's not necessarily being supportive, and the ability to mentor is not necessarily gender related,
Yeah, but I do think that especially in entertainment, like men constantly hook each other up with jobs.
Oh yeah.
And I do think that I never had that experience until I started working with Tina, and she just kept, and I was like, that was my real, what is happening? Oh my gosh, Tina Fey wants to keep working with me. Like, what? I don't get it. Like, it makes my cheeks hot. You know what I mean? Like, I idolize her, and and for her to keep reaching out to me, I was like, well, I guess I should do this. I mean, Tina Fey thinks I should. So.
Oh, Busy. That's such a beautiful story. Here's to Tina Fey.
Yay!
Yeah. Cheers to you. So I have a game that I wanted to play before we let you go, and it's called What's in Your Bag?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I have my bag.
So you have your bag. All right.
I have a really cute little bag in a spring color, guys, yellow.
Oh, very nice.
Mansur Gabrielle.
Oh, I like it. I just bought myself an Easter bag. It was a bright, sort of a orangey yellow. I mean, greeny yellow, which I just love. Anyway.
I love that too.
Okay. So bring out something.
I have a lot of stuff.
Oh, that is so good. I can never find anything in mine because I always have these humongous bags. And I think you understand. Okay. What is something that is almost never in your bag that's in there now?
Oh, this hair thing. I got this in like this. It's like a hair thing, and I don't know why it's in my bag. It's cute. I think you twist it into a bun, but I don't know.
Wow.
I probably should take it out right now. I'm going to take it. I'm going to sleep.
That could be very cool. Okay. What is something in there that's always in your bag?
Oh, well, guys, let's be real. Hand sanitizer.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Nice.
And this has been my favorite one. You know, guys, if you've worked in entertainment, you've been a hand sanitizer user for many, many years. And this is my favorite brand that I would always have on like every set. And it's called Jao, Jao, and it smells like lavender.
Oh, I love lavender.
Yeah, this is my favorite one. All the makeup artists use it on in entertainment, Hollywood break. And now, pandemic vibes, it's a nice smelling hand sanitizer.
So where do you buy it?
I mean, beauty supply stores, like actually, I think I saw it at Madewell, the clothing store. I think you can get it online.
Okay.
But I love it.
Nice. Okay, back to the bag. What's something in your bag that is there because of your kids?
That's a good question. I mean, this is really ridiculous how much stuff is in here. Where is it? Oh, the little masks, the disposable masks.
Oh,
because my kids sometimes will forget them. They'll forget their masks. And then I'm like, I got it.
So good. So good. So last question, do you have a corkscrew in your bag?
No, just that one for your hair.
That might not work in the bag, but it might not work.
I don't think this is going to do anything for the wine, but we can put our hair up with it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't have a corkscrew. Normally I have like some sort of snack floating around here for the kids, but I think because we just traveled, the snacks were eaten.
The worst things about snacks in your bag is that for me, the wrapping breaks and then you get crumbs everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like to keep like a couple Jolly Ranchers.
Oh, nice.
So it's just like, it's a little sweet treat that can be a bribe, but it's not a whole candy thing,
Yeah. So good. Well, Busy, that's great. You have just been so generous with your time and looking through your bag. And before you get off, I just want to maybe give you a chance to say anything, if there's anything in particular you want to say to all your fans. You got so many fans who are
You guys are so sweet. I just would say, I don't know. I mean, you can listen to my podcast and the show comes out, Girls 5 Eva, comes out May 6th on Peacock streaming. And somebody wanted to know what my dress was. It's Cara Cara. I got it on sale last year. I don't know. The wallpaper panels, somebody else wanted to know about. It's that movable wallpaper.
I love it.
Well, because this is a rental house and I didn't love the sliding doors here. And this is where I've set up my office. And so I wanted it to look kind of cuter when I did Zooms and Instagram lives with you, Kathryn.
Yeah,
so
that's right. It's
anyway,
like our whole world changes, doesn't it? So you
crazy.
Think about your backgrounds, you think about your dressing from the top down,
I know, it's nuts. Well, from the beginning of lockdown, I felt very strongly about getting fully dressed every day. And I know that was kind of annoying to some people, but for me, it just helped me mentally feel like life was continuing on and it was a new day. So I actually never really succumbed to the sweatpants on the bottom and the blouse on top. I continued to like work out and get showered. And listen, I hit a wall, like everybody hit a wall, but for a long period of time, I was really like making that an effort.
Oh, that's actually very impressive. Really.
I tried.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, you've been absolutely fabulous. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks,
I hope you'll come up and visit us here in Napa Valley.
I can't wait.
When you can. And then in the meantime, we all, including me, just can't wait for Girls 5 Eva to come on. It's just good. And the podcast, love it, love it, love it.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Cheers. And I'm going to go order my burger for dinner to go with this.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Of course. Bye.
So bye-bye. Let's, well, was that fun or what? Busy Phillips is just such a wonderful person and is always so candid and always has so much to say. And I wish we could have talked more about her podcast because it's absolutely the best. And if you're not listening to Busy, you need to be because it's just so fun. And we'll all, of course, enjoy seeing her on Girls 5 Eva. So to you all, we have lots more wonderful shows coming up. We are online every week with Hall or Walt or Baca. We have wonderful guests still coming on. So look for us every week to find out what's the schedule it is. Follow us. Follow us right here. You can follow us on Insta or on Facebook or both. And you'll keep up with who's coming on and when. So in the meantime, sip up. Thank you and cheers.